So with all the mowing and weed eating going on today, I decided to take some time and break up some leaves and do what I can to, help the production in the zones that I'm trying to grow, as well as, benefit the ecosystem and work on the overall soil health. So all I'm really doing is raking leaves into piles. Now, the majority of these leaves come from this tree, this pin oak. They'll take a while to break down, but some of them also come from this here catalpa, which break down fairly rapidly, or either of these silver maples, which also break down pretty quick. So I'm hoping, combination of these plus some pin cherries and mulberries and other things I have around the property will slowly work on the soil health over time. Yeah, there's all kinds of trees through here. There's another pin oak in the backyard. There's a pin cherry at that corner and a pin cherry at this corner of the yard. Some aronia, some dogwood, some mulberries, some hackberry, another silver maple, another pin oak. So we've got plenty of leaf litter. I'm just trying to organize it. That's a syntropic agroforestry method. Is you're not always chopping and dropping. Chop and drop implies that it's, kind of messy. This is, you are organizing your biomass, your browns, your greens, carbonaceous and nitrogen material, and yeah, just putting it where it needs to go. Along this fence row is where I plan to do some like berry shrubs. This back fence row back here, I also want to do some berry shrubs and some hazelnuts maybe. I think I've got enough sunlight back there. We want to do a grafted apple project. If you can't tell, look at how awful this dirt looks. The drought has killed all of our grass, as well as the pin oak and a dog that tramples it. But yeah, so we want to put a semi-dwarf or a dwarf apple breeding project back here. We think we have enough sunlight. But yeah, just some minor projects around the home that we're planning on doing. Not only is this going to work on soil health, but it's also going to help on insect populations in the area. A lot of, say your fireflies and your beetles and ants and things like that, they nest in leaf litter over the winter. And so I am putting this around the areas that I plan to grow tree crops and shrubs that produce, and trying to dual facet it, hoping that it'll help the ecosystem as well as help the production and the soil health. So I rake things in little piles here, and then I scoop them up, and then I take them around the corner and drop them off at some trees. And if you'll notice, I've been doing this for quite a while. This is year 3 at this point, and I've already done most of this area already this year. I plan to just continue working all the way around the perimeter fence. We've got little production species like this serviceberry, some Jerusalem artichokes, some mulberries, some more aronia, mulberry. There's some raspberries down there that don't get enough sun, a muscadine, never-bearing mulberry, some mint, some echinacea, some comfrey. So I got some different stuff going on here, but this in particular pile is going to go right next to this here big aronia that produced us some great aronia apple juice this year. Just boil some apple juice with some aronia berries, put some more apple juice on top of it and chill it. You got a high antioxidant drink for the summertime around August. So yeah, we're gonna try and keep mulching it, make sure it gets plenty of mulch. It was looking, it's not quite, it's like 2nd, 3rd, 5th, 8th day of fall right now. And it's pretty leafless. The drought was getting most things through here, if you can't tell. Look at that elderberry, just a skeleton of her former self. So we're just gonna keep doing some mulch, maybe add some wood chips, and just do what we can over time with what we got. I don't know if it's as much production going on as it is infrastructure going up. As you'll see down this way, we got some more boxes built, got some boxes built around here, another box not being used here, a box, a couple cages. So just working on building out the infrastructure for the nursery, get some more parent plants around, some more seed stock in the future. Just doing what I can with what I got. I'm blessed with some wonderful parents allowing me to use my home use my childhood home as a nursery plot, and I've got some other spots around the area that got some blessed with some people that love me and my family. So yeah, just gonna keep carrying these around and plopping them where they're supposed to go. Gonna keep mulching this aronia. There's also underneath of these pawpaws, there's some ramps planted around in this section between the aronia and the elderberry here, and also over here between this pawpaw and this elderberry. So I'm also probably going to try and mulch that real good, just make sure that they're getting plenty enough mulch for what they like. Just got to try and make sure that we're replicating where the plants naturally came from. Ramps in a natural environment pop through the leaf litter in early spring. They're in pretty shaded settings outside of that, but yeah, most of the time when you find a ramp, they are popping through a bunch of leaf litter from what I've seen. I'm sure there's people that have different experiences with it, but I've only ever seen them popping up in something that's, you know, for instance, this kind of leaf litter. See how dense that is versus how dense this is? Notice the difference? So yeah, just trying to make sure that we can get them to their liking, what their natural home feels most native to them, whatever feels most comfortable. 2 more feathers. Benefits of this are at least threefold. It allows for a safe place for your critters to overwinter, your flying friends, fireflies, I believe some bees nest there, some Lepidopterus, also like some moths overwinter in the leaf litter. Quote me on this, I'll check all this. Obviously, I'm not any type of expert. I'm just going with what I've seen online and what I've learned over the years. I have no degree in this, no real expert. Just watching nature and trying to imitate it. Every year the trees lose their leaves. In a forest, there is a big carpet of leaf litter in a healthy forest, and so I'm trying to imitate that as best as I can in certain areas where I want it. And so it'll benefit the insect population ecosystem. It will act as a mulch for the plants in the foreseeable future, and it will eventually break down, and the bacteria, the fungi network, all of that stuff will go into benefiting the soil, which will in turn benefit the plants that I intend to grow. So yeah, it's just a little thing you can do every fall. This is probably going to have to be a 2 or 3 time kind of thing. I just want to make sure to get as many leaves as I can before my dad, whoever mows, or every week or so many weeks, every month, whatever. I just want to make sure I can get as much of the leaf litter in its spot as it can before it gets mowed or blowed away or whatever. So yeah, that is something I'm doing to work on the health of the soil for my tree crops. Till next time, peace out, produce people.